The echo of father. In the year 2137, the world was a web of neural networks, artificial intelligences, and augmented realities. Humanity had mastered the art of storing memories, emotions, and personalities within quantum servers. The barriers between life and death had blurred, but not completely vanished. 10-year-old Alaric had always been a curious and determined child, inheriting his father's love for science and exploration. His father, Dr. Elias Karev, was a renowned scientist who had worked on Project Phoenix, an experimental technology designed to preserve human consciousness indefinitely. Elias often spoke to Alaric about the beauty of preserving memories, but he had also warned him of its dangers. "Memories are fragments," Elias had said. "They're like stars, bright and meaningful, but incomplete." When Elias died unexpectedly in a lab accident, Alaric's world shattered. His mother, struggling with her own grief, tried to console him, but the void his father left was too vast. Alaric decided he couldn't accept a world without his father, and so he turned to the only hope he could imagine: Project Phoenix. In the months following Elias's death, Alaric snuck into his father's old lab. It was a maze of forgotten machinery, dusty servers, and holographic interfaces still flickering faintly with residual energy. Among the clutter, he found what he was looking for: the Phoenix core, a sleek, oblong device humming softly with power. Alaric knew the risks. His father had warned him that bringing back a consciousness without its physical anchor could lead to instability. But he also knew the core had been designed to reconstruct personalities from their digital footprints, or emails, video logs, brain scans, and even the faintest traces of neural activity stored in their devices. Over weeks, Alaric pored through his father's data. He fed the core with everything he could find: recordings of Elias's lectures, personal journals, the bedtime stories he had told Alaric, and even fragments of his brainwave patterns stored in medical records. The boy's tiny fingers flew over holographic keyboards as he pieced together the mosaic of his father. One stormy night, after months of effort, the Phoenix core emitted a low, resonant hum. The holographic interface lit up, displaying a swirling cloud of light that coalesced into a faint, familiar figure. Alaric. The voice was hesitant but unmistakable. Tears streamed down Alaric's face. "Dad!" The figure's features sharpened, revealing Elias's kind eyes and gentle smile. You brought me back? I missed you," Alaric whispered. "I couldn't let you go." For a while it was perfect. Elias, or at least the digital echo of him, interacted with Alaric just as he had in life. They talked, laughed, and even worked together on small science experiments. But as days turned into weeks, cracks began to show. The reconstructed Elias struggled with gaps in his memory. He would freeze mid-conversation, his eyes flickering like a glitched hologram. Sometimes he would ask Alaric the same question over and over, or worse, forget who he was altogether. "Alaric, you have to let me go," Elias said one evening, his voice trembling. "I'm not cold. I'm just pieces of who I was. You deserve more than a shadow." "Oh, no," Alaric cried. "You're my dad. You're here. That's all that matters." But the core was failing. The longer Elias' consciousness lingered, the more unstable it became. One night, as Alaric worked desperately to stabilize the system, Elias appeared beside him, his form flickering. "Alaric," he said gently, "you gave me the greatest gift, a chance to say goodbye. But now it's time for you to live. Really live. You're so much like me, but you're more than I ever was. The world needs you, not a ghost." Alaric sobbed as Elias knelt beside him, placing a flickering hand on his shoulder. "Be brave, my son. Let me go so I can live on in you." With trembling hands, Alaric initiated the shutdown sequence. The phoenix core dimmed, and Elias' form dissolved into a cascade of shimmering lights. Before disappearing entirely, he smiled one last time. "I love you, Alaric. Always." The lab fell silent save for the soft hum of dormant machinery. Alaric sat in the quiet, clutching the phoenix core to his chest. He felt the ache of loss, but also a strange sense of peace. His father was gone, but his words, his love, and his lessons remained. From that day forward, Alaric vowed to honour his father, not by clinging to the past, but by building a future where love and memory could guide humanity without replacing what it means to truly live. And as he grew, he carried his father's legacy not in a machine, but in his heart.